Hi, I'm Deborah Dahab, your expat coach and intercultural psychologist, and today I'm going to talk about the overwhelming process of packing to move abroad. I hope you like this video. If you do, please share your comments and ask questions. I'd love to know how I can help you further. So I've been getting this question quite a lot in my Facebook group. Many of the people express that they're feeling quite overwhelmed with the process of packing. So I decided to create a video where I'm going to give you some tips. I do have other videos that talk about this, so this will add up with more tips. All of this content with an even more comprehensive approach you can find in the Master Your Move program, which is a group coaching program for pre-movers. If you're preparing to move abroad and you want to make a mindful, purposeful move, that's the place to be. I'll leave all the relevant links in the comments and the boxes below. So when packing to move abroad, it can be quite an emotional time. Many of my clients, they're going through pictures and not knowing what to do with all this stuff. On the one hand, they want to downsize. On the other hand, they don't want to, just give up decades of stuff. So it can be quite difficult. I do have an approach in the program, and I've shared this in other videos here on the channel, where you can look at things from a perspective of emotional and practical objects, and using that, meaning fitting the objects into one of these two categories, can help you make the decision of, are you going to get rid of it, selling it, donating it, or are you going to keep it and ship it to your new destination, or are you going to store it? These are basically the three options you have. Now, in this video, I wanted to look into the nuts and bolts of the process of downsizing and how to do that in a practical way. In the Master Your Move program, all the students get this in a very deeper form with worksheets and downloads and exercises. Here, I'm going to explain it in a nutshell, and you'll have enough information to do it on your own if you want. So here it goes. So the approach I suggest is, once you have looked at the overall situation of your house or apartment, is to start making a plan. Now, this plan will depend on many different factors. For example, how tolerant to clutter are you? Are you okay with everything being out of place? Some people are, some people are not. I personally don't like too much clutter. It really makes me feel a bit overwhelmed. So my tolerance is quite low. For other people, they don't care, it doesn't matter. Now, it's important to involve everyone in the family. While usually there's one person that takes the lead in doing this, it's really important to involve everyone, because it shares the responsibility of making these decisions. So down the line, like, oh, you got rid of this and that and you didn't ask me. So you want to avoid that. And also because it's quite heavy duty. So it's only fair that this is shared among many people. But of course, usually there's one person that takes the lead and coordinates everything. So once you've established your level of tolerance to clutter and you've looked at the overall situation, you will write down all of the areas of your house. And they can be, for example, living room, dining room, kitchen, office space, bedroom, 1, 2, 3, bathroom. There might be a garage, there might be a den, there might be a basement. So you're just going to list each space. And beside each space, you can do this on a spreadsheet or in a normal piece of paper, you're going to write down the due date to have that place sorted out. Now, of course, it will depend on how many things and how much of this space is of the total of your house. So let's say like the kitchen, for example, many times it has a lot of little different gadgets and appliances. And that might take more time, or maybe an office space might take less time because you know that the paperwork, the papers there, they have to go. And so there's really, it's a no-brainer. Like most of the things there have to go because they're practical things that you will need in your new destination. So with that in mind, you're going to put due dates, and you're going to start with one area. Let's say you start with the kitchen, and you only go to the second area once the first area is done. Now, why do we do it like this? Because first of all, it gets things more organized. So you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The middle will be quite chaotic, but you have an end in sight. And if you're in the middle of the chaos and you can't see a deadline, like a date you're going to finish that area, it can be quite overwhelming. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason is that it helps with the communication with the whole family. So when everyone knows that from day 5 to day 10, we're working on the kitchen, they know that they're not supposed to work on anything else, and everyone can pitch in and help with decluttering and organizing and deciding what's going and what's not going in the kitchen. I hope this makes sense. So it's a way to really tune in to the fine print of the planning process. Look, some people like to wing it. Many times my clients, when they say, I'm just going to do it, they end up quite overwhelmed. And what happens when we're feeling overwhelmed is that our decision-making process gets really hindered. We really can't think properly. It's hard to make decisions. We second guess ourselves. So I really recommend planning and sticking to the plan as much as possible. There are going to be setbacks. You are going to be late in some things, or maybe even quicker in others. But it can also help you, for example, to plan a garage sale. So you know that on day XYZ, you're going to have 80% of the things sorted out, so you can have that garage sale and you can make money for whatever you want to do with that money. So these are some basic tips that sometimes we fail to do just because we're overloaded with things to do on our to-do list, and we don't know what we don't know. So these tips are to help you in the organizing, downsizing process. I hope these were helpful, and I hope to see you soon. If you want information about the Master Your Move program and my other programs, just look in the relevant links below. I hope to see you next time.